All right, you guys, good stuff here from Wrestling Flashback. This is top 10 greatest sellers in WWE history. Now, I know we already did top oversellers. And while we were watching that video, as I was saying back then, sometimes overselling is just selling, depending on the situation and the circumstances. Sometimes a good oversell is what you need in a given situation, and that was the case with a number of those. But I do get the what they're trying to draw up here as the differences, the subtle differences in being a great seller and being a significant overseller. So in any event, these videos are a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun to see if we agree along the lines with who makes the list. But a lot of that
selling is one of the most vital components of ring psychology.
Overselling we saw, a lot of that
helps drive
overselling
the story
was
of a match, while also
spot
getting
on.
fans emotionally invested in the match itself, the story being told, and most importantly, the wrestlers in the ring. Over the years, there have been...
I will say, it's something I took pride in. I always took a lot of pride in my selling. Well, that was the business to me. I mean, you're in there to make sure the fans have a good time, make the other guy look good.
certain wrestlers that have gone above and beyond when it comes to selling a move or the effects of a match. Some have also gone over the top with it, but we've already touched on oversellers in the past. So for this list, we'll instead be highlighting those who are more realistic with their selling and how they bump for moves.
That's fair. I mean, he's making a good, designation here in the differences.
Today,
That's very
we look
fair.
at 10 of the greatest bumpers and sellers in WWE history. Honorable mentions go to Rikishi, who showed immense agility in the ring, especially any time he was turned inside out by a clothesline.
That always got me. I mean, I'm a fat guy, and I'm not nearly as big as Rikishi, and I've never been able to do that. That's pretty impressive right there.
Terry Funk was known to oversell.
And that's a great sell too when you're that big. Damn.
Back in the
that's
day,
impressive.
But Funk was also one of the best realistic sellers there's ever been.
Agree with that too.
Shane McMahon wasn't the most skilled wrestler.
Of course, it's not that hard to sell when you've actually blown yourself up.
One of his strong points, however, was the way he bumped and sold the impact of moves.
This guy makes good lists. Shane,
And the Big Show gets
at the parts, as he said, Shane may not be one of the greatest wrestlers ever. I don't think he would claim to be. But the things he did well, he did very, very well. The Daredevil stuff, the selling, he really did. I mean, he put it all out there.
to mention, not because of his ability to cry on command, but instead because of how he made it look as though he was really in pain when he sold.
Once again, agreed. The lists are good. That's one of the greatest.
Number 10, Spike.
They didn't even show the cry of pain. I can watch that over and over.
Dudley. Spike was one of wrestling's most undersized underdogs, but you know what they say about the fight in a dog. Despite all the punishment he suffered, Spike always
That's
came
not
back
somebody
for
I
more.
expected to see, but that's deserved.
No matter if he
Spike
got
took
through a
some
table,
serious shit over the years.
launch into the crowd, or thrown onto the floor.
But now here,
Spike truly took some of the most vicious bumps.
he absolutely did. But there's a big point to be made about Spike Dudley and his ability to sell, which is, of course, as wrestlers go, he was tiny. So if you're going to be that small, that's just the nature of the storytelling. You're going to get thrown around a lot. You're going to get bullied a lot. You're going to, when everybody can gorilla press you if they want it, everybody can basically chuck you if they want, you better be able to sell or you'll never make any money. So, again, I'm agreeing with him being on the list. But if he wasn't on this list, I don't think we would ever have even heard his name.
Number 9, Evan Bourne. The way he sold was very unique and realistic.
Similar to Evan Bourne too, though. Smaller guy. But Evan Bourne could sell so well too because he was a ridiculous athlete. I always admired that.
With his entertaining in-ring style always made Bourne fun to watch. Even if he didn't achieve a massive amount of success in WWE.
No, just to, oh yeah, and that great sell. That, oh, well, we've talked about that before. That RKO out of nowhere is one of the best ever. But yeah, Evan Bourne could do everything well. And especially going back the era he was there, that was Vince and his big guys. You weren't going to be a top dude at Evan Bourne's size. That's cool.
Number 8, Ricky Steamboat. Steamboat sadly had his career cut short due to injury, but that didn't stop him.
Great seeing Steamboat get recognized.
The Dragon was a magnificent wrestler who sold tremendously.
Yes, he did.
Added to the countless great matches he had.
Oh no! Unconscious. He has to be totally out of it.
Ricky Steamboat could do absolutely everything in the business, without a doubt.
It was amazing.
That's a guy I always wished I could have had the opportunity to meet. Great admiration for Steamboat.
To see him turn back the clock during his comeback matches against Chris Jericho. These matches only left us wanting to see Steamboat back in the ring more often. And although this didn't end up happening, we can still appreciate the legacy of the Dragon and his iconic.
That is true. I remember that when he came back, he didn't wrestle like an old man. I mean, he looked really good.
Number 7,
not surprising with
Ricochet.
Steamboat.
Ricochet has a great balance to the way he bumps and sells.
Staring right at the champion, DDT.
As he can make it look like he's just been run over, but does so in a realistic manner.
Oh!
Eliminates Ricochet. Count of 6. Oh, into the post.
Is able to ragdoll his body around
and again,
like
a phenomenal athlete. But we're noticing a consistent theme here. The smaller guys have to be able to sell. Again, if you're that size, you're going to be getting chucked around. You're going to be taking huge moves all the time. It's just nature of the business. So the thing is, with a smaller guy, if he can't sell, you won't have heard of him.
Ricochet's incredible athleticism.
Wow, that was cool. That was a sell right there. Oh, nice.
Number 6.
Wow, I hadn't seen some of those before. I just have so much appreciation for that. Wow, Ricochet, holy crap.
Jeff featured
some of those were amazing.
Death-defying spots.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're going to do what Jeff does, you got to be able to sell.
Imagine the real-life pain they would have caused. You can't learn to fall off a 20-foot ladder after all. So anytime Hardy took a leap of faith, there was only one way down. It went beyond just selling for Hardy.
Well, with the nutty shit Jeff did, you got to believe a lot of the times it wasn't pure sales. It was a lot of, oh, please let me lay here for a while and make sure everything still works. Ah.
He took so much punishment to entertain audiences that there is no way the people could ever boo him.
I do like that little, what the hell look before he did it. But yeah, again, if you're going to wrestle that style, you have to be able to sell. And again, it's got to be really easy to sell when you're broken.
Had his concern for his health countless times, and despite his ups and downs, the charismatic Enigma remains a fan favorite to this day. Number 5.
Oh, I hadn't seen that one before. Oh, hold on, I want to see a couple of these again.
Ever boo him. Jeff had his concern for his health.
That one right there.
And despite his ups and downs, the charismatic
I hadn't seen those.
Fan favorite
those spots. And this. Oh.
Number 5.
Damn.
One of the ways Dolph put himself
easy to
on the
sell
map
that.
was by how he bumped around the ring.
We're complaining because Dolph wasn't on the oversellers. Damn good thing he's on the seller list.
His high work rate style has treated us to plenty of top quality matches over the years.
He's awesome.
Many of which featured Ziggler taking and selling moves tremendously.
And the way he just collapsed at the end of it.
Pleasure to watch.
Oh, wow.
Put this away quick.
Oh, a couple of those, just the way his body contorted. And you wonder how much head snap there was in those. Ooh.
Making him an absolute pleasure to watch.
Like that. I mean, the spears are delivered perfect. It's just he's getting so much height feeding the spear.
Number 4.
Oh,
Rob
man.
Van Dam. RVD
Yeah,
helped
he's
change
all
the
right.
wrestling business with an innovative
Love him.
style that was truly one of a kind.
Oh yeah, this is fair too.
Van Dam also sold moves like no one else. The way he would bump and almost contort his body made it look
Yeah.
like he'd been involved
He was
in a
like-
car wreck.
He was like Gumby. You could
Rob's
just
selling of the pile
bend
driver
RVD up
was
any which way.
especially brutal.
I can't even imagine having that type of elasticity in my body. Oh, that was a good one.
Van Dam even sold the effects of his own moves, including the 5-star frog splash.
Well, that's how you put something over.
A move where no one got higher and no one sold better than the whole effing show.
Couldn't agree more. He worked. I mean, RVD worked hard putting everything together, and you'll notice a lot of the guys on this list, as I said, are either small or huge high risk takers. In both cases, even more so than just your average wrestler, it's so critical to be able to sell. You're not going to make money if you can't sell.
Lesnar. Despite not being a fan of wrestling growing up, Brock was a natural for the business.
I'm pleased because you guys have heard me say this over and over. This is one of the reasons I love Lesnar.
His ability to sell. Despite being
Because
such a dominant beast for most of his
he
career,
works so
Lesnar
hard
was
to
still
put
able to make
other
his
people
opponents
over.
look like $1 million when the time was right.
Yep. Couldn't agree more.
Brock selling during
That's
the
why I
SummerSlam
have
2003
nothing but
match with
respect
Kurt
for
Angle
his
deserves a
work.
Special mention. Lesnar's selling went from strength to strength during his second run with the WWE and continues to be a highlight of Brock's matches.
Yeah, I just don't understand some of the hate the guy gets for in-ring stuff. Trust me, I understand what's going on, and we'll see how the whole thing with McMahon fleshes out. That's aside. We're talking about in-ring right now. I don't understand a lot of the hate he gets because the guy worked his ass off to tell you a story and to put on a show for you. He really did. And that's not typical of monsters to necessarily be that good at selling and to work that hard at selling. And oh man, and again, that's the company monster right there, selling his ass off.
More
Well,
punishment than probably any wrestler in history.
again, another case of
We all know
part
about the most
selling and
insane
part.
stunts Mick went out
Oh,
of his way to do.
I'm seriously broken here.
But it was also the in-between spots that probably went above and beyond for.
Damn. When I took, as I said, I took pride in the bumps that I was willing to take, the things I was willing to do, and the stories I told. And you still can't help but cringe with the bumps I can't even imagine that. That is so dangerous. Well, that's how he ripped his ear off.
Were moves no wrestler in sane mind should have ever taken. Foley was also known for the unique way he bumped into the steel steps and went over the barricade.
Everything was like a car wreck with him. Or a train wreck.
While most wrestlers strive to make their work look real, with Foley there was no question. Number 1, Bret Hart.
Damn, that was can't have enough props for Mick Foley. Hart number 1. The thing of it is, I think all of these guys are so good. You can make a strong case for number 1 of any. I'm not taking anything away from Bret. He's right up there with him. But you can make a strong case for just being a top 10 and not even necessarily having a top
Some of
1.
Bret's most memorable sells came
I like that
whipped
chest on
Hart made
into
it
the
because
turnbuckle.
His chest had caved in every time he did this bump.
Yes, he did. He sold that. He would sell the head snap and everything.
Matches as a tribute to the Hitman.
Excuse me.
And Dax Harwood both looking to advance.
The excellence of execution was so good
That's
at selling,
cool.
he was able to get himself over in the process, as few others were able to get sympathy from the fans like Bret could.
You gotta hand it to Hardy. He's a
Brett made
That's
a point
good
to make
stuff. See, I have a big appreciation for that because, again, my dopey little career in the indies, but I took a lot of pride in that. You know, I wanted it to make it look like a fight, and especially with doing the hardcore stuff. By the end of a match and stuff, I wanted the fans to see the pain and see the toll it had taken. It's something that
did look real.
Again, I took a lot of pride in. So I love seeing these guys
The way
work.
he sold was no exception. Whether it was through his facials or how he reacted to a wrestler's offense, Brett knew how to get his opponent over.
Yep. Oh, Brett knew how to fill in the blank.
And that brings us to the end of this video.
When it had
As
to
always,
do
if
with
you enjoyed
wrestling,
the video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel.
you
And
can
if
say
like this
Brett knew how to fill in any line of anything to do with the business, and you would be accurate. Brett could work. Oh, look the family he comes from, and his daddy Stu. Odds are good that he was going to be pretty much perfect. No offense to Kurt Hennig, at everything he did.